I'm Jenna.
Hello, I'm Gloria.
We are Worthy Wellness.
Because we are worth it.
Our purpose is to introduce women entrepreneurs, products, and services, while proceeds help women in need for holistic care and therapy services.
Welcome, ladies.
Hello, it's Gloria and Jenna. Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
Hi. And we're here today to just kind of do a wrap up of our season 1 for our Worthy Wellness podcast. I don't know about you, Jenna, but I'm really just so blessed and grateful to you, but to all the amazing women that we interviewed our first season. What do you think?
I am tremendously grateful for having our dreams and vision come to light and coming true for us. And it's been incredible to collaborate together and have our nonprofits partner up, and then to be able to interview all these incredible women that are so talented, skillful, and have so much to offer. And not only do we learn that they're women entrepreneurs, but there's a journey and there's maybe some obstacles, or just we got to learn people on a different level other than their product and service, which just makes it even more valuable.
I love,
so surprised.
I love that, and you're absolutely right. You know, behind every face, every voice, every person, there's a story. And I love that, that we got to hear everyone's story, and they were kind enough to share that with us and our audience, and their journeys, and their vision for what they wanted to achieve and how they did that. And I just think that was just, it was a great blessing, and I feel very, very honored that these amazing women entrepreneurs came on and did that on our podcast, our first season. And for instance, Erica, our first interviewee. I mean, talk about knocking it out of the park the first time. That was a home run, grand slam, you name it.
Divine timing, as you would say.
Yeah, divine timing. It just worked. She was vulnerable. She was honest. She was raw and real. But she had quite a story that touched a lot of people, and is still really resonating with a lot of our listeners and new listeners that are coming on and listening to her podcast. And from where she started to where she is now, a successful businesswoman with 3 businesses. You see her just striving for more and more. You can see it on her podcast. I mean, I'm sorry, on her, you could hear it on our podcast, but you could see it on her Instagram, and all that she's accomplishing. And I'm just really proud and honored that she was, took a chance on us, and she was our first interviewee.
First interviewee, and as you and I feel as hosts, she really helped paint the picture for the whole entire season, because she wears different hats and she has a story that kind of resonated for a little bit of different, I guess, backgrounds and obstacles, and the role she is as a mother, and how she was once married. And so that's why, you and I, when we talked about what we thought this would be, she was just a great example of the whole season. So we started off with Erica, and then our second episode is with you, and that was incredible to even interview each other. That we're hosts, we're partners, but now we're sitting in these chairs and interviewing each other, and there's just so many different layers and more that we learn. And I discovered that you're an author and you published a book, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this syncs up with you and your journaling class, and I enjoyed interviewing you and learning even more. So you were the second episode, followed by mine.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was an honor to be on the podcast, but to be interviewed by you. I don't really, or haven't really talked about, how I got into the journaling or doing this part of my life, the changes and how it came about. So that was kind of nice and interesting to be able to talk about that and let people know, who I am. other than just, a mom, grandma, nana, a wife. There are a lot more layers there to me. So I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed having you interview me. And then, of course, we did your interview, which was another, out of the ballpark interview, two parts with your interesting story, from your traveling to, going all over the world, and, having your adventures that you had, but also your story about strength, and overcoming so much. And then just from all of those lessons and challenges and wisdom that you've gained to becoming a visionary, as I call you, has seen things that most of us wouldn't even see or attempt, and just going out there and being a multi-business owner, not just, one single business, but several. So, in interviewing you and then getting feedback from, people really listening to you and your story and your determination, that really set the bar high again. And so that was really, just wonderful. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. I mean, I feel like with the listeners and our lines of nonprofit and the different avenues that we take, it's like we're talking the talk and we're walking the walk, and you guys are able to listen to the footsteps that we take, and it's been a journey and an eye opener for us to do the wellness workshops together in the summer, to talking about our goals and dreams and how it's really coming to life, and everyone being able to hear it along the way. And I love the interview you did with Natalie, and I want to thank you for referring her. I ended up getting a facial by her, and I feel like the people that you're introducing to me as well are you can sense and feel their skill, and that they're healers, and they have a very unique approach to not just being an esthetician like Natalie, but an herbalist, and how she looks at your lifestyle, and how she can work on your skin and make you feel self-love and
Mhm.
rejuvenate in her session, and feel that self-care is not selfish, it's actually essential, and it's okay. And so I thank you for that, for referring Natalie to me to get the facial, and that you were able to interview. It was really great to hear more about her, because of course when you go and get that facial, sometimes you don't get to learn about the person that's giving the service. So it was just
Right.
another way of learning about Natalie.
Yeah, she's great. Natalie was a wonderful interview. I did it here, in my home, and it was cozy, and I loved it. And like I said, we had our little cafe with our panecito. I love that. But I love, having people in my home. But she was just a joy to, interview. But yes, she's also has a great story, wonderful story as well. As a caregiver, a single mom at one point, and then going out there and making her dream come true. That was, I learned a lot about Natalie on that day as well. So yes, from Awakened Aesthetics, Natalie, she's just amazing and a great interview. And then of course we went into Lisa from Care Therapy Massage and her massage business. And boy, that was an amazing, amazing. I'm gonna get emotional over Lisa.
She has that effect on people.
She does. She's
Mm.
so beautiful, her soul, because the way that she goes about her business and how she, sees the love in what she does, and it's all just, godly and blessed, and she's amazing. I know I've had her work on me, and her whole team has worked on either myself or my husband, my son, my daughters, daughter-in-laws, you name it, friends. And yeah, her whole team was amazing, and they were able to be at our workshop that we had, and that was so fun, and it was joyful, and they really enjoyed it. And I know that you had her services as well. So yeah, from
I highly recommend, if anyone is getting married, to get a massage the day before. It will help relax you and kind of de-stress from all the wedding planning and whatnot, and really recenter My husband and I loved that. We had a home massage. She's a mobile therapy service. She goes to your home. And so we made sure to get it later on in the day so that way we can just have a relaxing evening and just hop in bed and go to bed and we don't have to drive anywhere. And I love that special type of service because you don't always see that being a mobile therapy service.
Yeah, no, she's
Mhm.
great. And I, again, from Care Therapy Massage, Lisa was a wonderful person to interview, and just her kindness just exudes from her body. She's got such a beautiful heart, as does Natalie, as does Erica. And then you got to do our next interview that we had this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, so with Miliana Brown, she's a singer, a songwriter, and a music instructor. And what I learned about her is that music can heal. And that was really interesting to learn about. You might have heard it, but you don't really know the ins and outs of it. So to hear from her firsthand and being the expert she is in her field and industry, to be able to talk about the science, to talk about testimonies, how she's seen people transform. That was incredible. And, all of these services at one point or another, you might be able to remotely get advice or receive some kind of service through them if you're not in the same place at the same time. So for Miliana Brown, she offers music lessons online. So everyone in the world can seek her service, which is amazing. And as well as the next interview that you did, Gloria, with
Mhm.
Sadie,
With Sadie.
that her course will also be accessible as well. So let's hear about about Sadie, Gloria.
Sadie was, again, another great interview. Sadie's a brand new entrepreneur. Sadie stepped out of her comfort zone, and is creating and has created her own business. It's Financial Dream Builders. And, Sadie's goal and dream is to go out and help women in our community that are looking to build their financial dreams. She's a entrepreneur. She is a tax preparer. She's been doing it for 15 years, almost 15 years, but she saw a need for some financial assistance or guidance in within women, single women, married women who have to do their own, who manage all the financial issues in their home, with divorced women, newly divorced women that are taking all that on by themselves. um, and she saw a need for that, and also to make it a little easier and simpler, since we as women have so much on our plates. And Sadie has a lot of passion for that, because she too at one time was, a single mom that was struggling, and she knew that she needed to do something better for herself, but for her two sons. So she really has done the work. Like you said, she's doing the talk and she's walking the walk, and she's really out there looking forward to this new business that she's created with Financial Dream Builders, to help women create their dreams, to be able to put money away and, get out of debt, set enough money aside to purchase their home or have that dream vacation, whatever they need. That Sadie's goal is to do workshops and to do one-on-one with clients. And she's going to be available to women all over the world with, in regards to her programs that she's creating. So that was really a great interview with Sadie. And Sadie is, she's also a visionary, because she sees what's coming down the pike financially, and she wants to be there to help, women, but our community, of
Mhm.
strong, independent women. So that was a
Awesome.
really great interview on that. I really enjoyed that.
I look forward to seeing more about Financial Dream Builder, and that's amazing to hear her on the podcast and talk a bit about it and what she's building, and to see that unfold. And I'm super excited for that. And so followed by Sadie is their sisters,
Your
Ashley
sister,
and
yes.
Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty amazing because we've been doing these one-on-one interviews, so it was very unique to see sisters and how they have their own business, but they also collaborate with each other,
I love that.
and how they are on this wellness journey together, and how
Mm-hmm.
they've seen each other grow or how they could benefit one another. So Ashley is able to be styled by her sister. She has a business. Jasmine has a business, Let Me Health You.
I love that.
And she's that creator, that design of your life, of your beauty, and how you'd like to have skin and hair, and that beauty consultation. But she has that psychological background and could really integrate mental health within that, to feeling comfortable, truly comfortable in your own skin. And so she styles Ashley, and Ashley's a brand ambassador for her. And then Ashley helps with the sound bowl healing, and she does the fitness and yoga, and they help one another, which was great to see that siblings can work together.
I
um,
love that. That is so
mhm,
great. And
mhm.
um, I have to say just one note on Ashley. She came to our workshop that we did, and man, was she amazing. I just have to note that her sound bath was just amazing. I mean, even
Mhm.
my neighbors really enjoyed it. So she did a great job.
Yes, and I also recommend her. I end up, with that workshop. I haven't had a sound bath in many years. I discovered that in Australia, but I also had a sound bath post wedding. And that was incredible to have a new turn leaf, really refresh, start on a clean slate in the new role and transition. And sound bath has a healing on its own. And that's what's amazing of these different podcasts, is that you learn that maybe it's not just one thing and
Mhm.
one service, but there can maybe be three types of services within their business. So when you listen
Wow.
into the podcast, you will really learn what all that they have to offer within their business, their company name, the certification and specialty that they have. And that's why it's so important to tap into the full episode, and not just
Mhm.
the little sneak peek trailer from the Instagram, but really to listen to the whole episode. And so you can find us on Instagram. We do promote each episode and who we're interviewing on Worthy
Mhm.
Wellness Inc. INC at the end.
Mhm.
But we are also publishing these podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Alitu.
Attitude. Yes, we are.
Mhm.
And, we've gotten some wonderful feedback from each and every episode. And, with that being said, we are ending our first season, but great things are coming for season two in 2023. We've got more women entrepreneurs, business owners that we'll be interviewing. But along with that, Jen and I thought it would be a great idea to also do different topics. One part of the first part of the month, we'll interview a woman entrepreneur, business owner, small business owner, get their history, get a little bit about them, their story, and really tap into that. But then the second part of the month, we thought we would do um, different topics that have to do with wellness, topics like caregiving. There's so many people that are caregiving now, adult children caregiving for their parents, or parents caregiving for their children, or caregiving if you work in a caregiving environment. That's wellness, because it's a very, very heavy road, and it takes a lot of stress and time, energy, and it does affect people in different ways. So we thought that would be great to talk about that, and how that impacts wellness. And talking about also, for instance, blended families, and how that also has to do with wellness, because there's a lot of stress in that, and how you deal with that in different personalities and things like that, and co-parenting, single fathers, single mothers. But talking about that, because that also has to do with wellness as well. And so, we have several topics that we're going to be looking into, and different people that we will be interviewing, but we're real excited about doing that. Not only just women entrepreneurs, but also topics that people seem to be interested in, or things that people are going through right now. And then we're also going to be doing our transcripts. So there'll be transcripts at the end of our podcast that will be available, and more accessibility also to our podcast as well. And so I'm really looking forward to that. What do you think, Jenna? You too? I'm sure we've got
Most
so many
definitely.
ideas.
Yes, I mean, I think that transcript is really important because I know sometimes we're stuck for time. Maybe we're listening to podcasts in our car or lunch, and some people love to read, and it kind of you get to digest and process the information a little bit better. And we're all different learners. We might be audio and visual, so as an OT, I think it's great to offer that transcript piece, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to see that into the summaries and YouTube channel as well. I know YouTube is really big, so we're on all the major podcast platforms, but YouTube would be a great added accessibility. So that is what we can look forward to in season 2. And tomorrow is where we're going to launch our first episode of season 2 for a new beginning on a new year.
I'm so excited for that. Yeah, because we have the one thing I might tell everybody, that as Jenna's partner, she keeps me going. I'm telling you, her ideas and her work ethic is just nonstop, and I love it. So we have a lot coming up for 2023. A lot.
Including the events.
The events, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So we have a
We have some
lot of.
exciting events coming up, and we will announce it when it's ready. But
Mhm.
what's the big one that well, I don't know if you want to share it now or if we just find out tomorrow. They should
Well,
stay tuned for tomorrow to find out the good news, huh?
yeah, stay
The
tuned for
new
tomorrow,
news.
because we've got something big that we're going to be talking about tomorrow,
Sharing.
launching tomorrow, and talking about and
Hmm.
posting, and we're real excited, and everyone's worked really hard on it. But what I can say is that what we do have coming for 2023 is going to be something that's going to help a lot of people, that's going to resonate with a lot of people, that's going to be something that has been needed for a very, very long time in our community. And so, and it's being created with a lot of love from some wonderful women, but with a lot of love and great intention. So I'm real excited about that.
Most definitely. We are looking forward to this new year and helping on an international level. And that's what that will be for.
Absolutely. So, honey, I think we are good. I'm just proud of both of us. I'm proud of all the women that we interviewed. I thank you to all the listeners that have been listening to us. I thank everyone that's given us feedback. We greatly appreciate that. And you helped a lot of people. You that are listening, with our dreams coming true. And I want to say a big thank you to you to everyone for that.
Yes, big air hug. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for the interviewees.
Mhm.
Thank you for my co-host. And we are looking forward to more.
That's right. Thank you again, Jenna, for being just who you are. I'm so grateful to you, and to everyone that, again, out there that's listening, or that's taken the time to just give us some feedback. We greatly appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. We wish everybody, and I'm going to get emotional again, a happy, happy, and blessed, and abundant and joyful 2023. Happy New Year to everyone. And thank you again.
Yes, and stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're also a women entrepreneur to support our cause and would like to be considered on this podcast, please reach out to us. We would love to connect. We see you. We want to connect, empower, and inspire others. So please call or text or even fax 949-793-8781. Or our Instagram is Worthy Wellness Inc., like INC. Hope to hear from you, and thank you for listening.